The public high school football team has been the subject of a school district investigation after a video of what appears to be a mass baptism of its players was posted online.
What you are about to see was attended by dozens and promoted online. It also may be against the Constitution. This video was posted by First Baptist Church of Villa Rica. According to the caption, these kids are football players for Villa Rica High School getting baptized on the field. The 4-minute clip shows one coach and 18 players dunked into a tub. In its caption, the church exclaimed, "Take a look and see how God is still in our schools."
Okay, so obviously there's a reason that went viral, because it's against the law. Now, Fox News hosts Elisabeth Hasselbeck and Brian Kilmeade were actually going to talk about this and clash over whether or not this was proper for the Georgia High School to allow this mass baptism on school grounds. So we're going to play some of that clip, and then we'll talk about it.
Man, I mean, I went back and as reviewing this. First of all, it was voluntary. It was done before practice.
It was.
A group called Freedom From Religion Foundation is challenging this. The Baptist Church, this coach was involved. I just went back and, read the First Amendment. It turns out that Congress shall make no law establishing it or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. When I see something like this, it's a beautiful expression of faith on a voluntary basis.
So that was guest host Pete Hegseth, who was arguing, no, it's a beautiful expression of faith on a voluntary basis. Well, okay, but that doesn't really matter if it's voluntary or not, because it's still breaking the law. Now, you could have one person agreeing to that. You could have 100 people. You could have the entire school saying, yes, baptism, great. But that doesn't matter because the law is the law. The Constitution is quite clear in the Establishment Clause how you should not establish a religion using the power of the state. You just can't do that. Now, as I said, Brian Kilmeade and Elisabeth Hasselbeck are actually going to spar on this, and I'm actually going to agree with Brian Kilmeade on this. So let's watch that clip, and you'll see why.
When you're baptized, it is an act of will, right? Yeah. So you can't necessarily force someone to give their hearts. You must give your heart over to the Lord. And I bet many of those kids would not say that they were forced to do so. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, with a team that tells you to wear the same thing, show up and eat the same stuff, and make sure you show up at the same time and do everything together and prove that you're going to be part of a larger group. If the group decides to go and get baptized, to put your hand up and say, I'm going to go sit against the wall, is the beginning of maybe not being a part of the team. There could have been pressure there. Personally, I'm stunned that a football team would do something.
I mean,
like
football
this.
Teams pray all the time, though. So the other side of this is so many teams get together and pray before they go out there. I mean, I don't know an NFL team that Tim was on that didn't pray before they took the field, at least they wanted to.
How many got baptized?
There were about 18 baptized. I mean, that was the argument that the opposition was making, that there's peer pressure, but it sounds like it was voluntary. It was before practice. Yeah. This is a part of a long religious tradition.
Rosters are way more deep than 18, so the majority of the team seems to have not been baptized if you go on numbers alone.
Right. I just think it's inappropriate. You could be the most fervent Christian. You're there to play sports, come together as a team. I don't think you should be getting baptized before or after an event.
But what argument are you going to make? Oh, no, my kid loves God and is going to love other people?
Well, you're playing football or you're going to church.
Damn. Brian Kilmeade, of all people, just Donkey Konged Elisabeth Hasselbeck in the head with that point. That was amazing. I couldn't agree more with Brian Kilmeade. And that should induce some sort of gag reflex, but it doesn't, because he's absolutely right. When you're right, you're right. Kilmeade is so right, he's right about the peer pressure. There is a good chance that there is peer pressure to fit in. And also, prayer, look, on the subject of prayer, Hasselbeck kind of pointed out, look, football teams, they pray all the time. Yes, that's true. And you could do that as long as it's not school-led. That's the whole problem. And it's also different. Praying to yourself or praying as a team in a student-led prayer, which I have no problem with, well, that's different than holding a mass baptism on school property. You just can't do that. And on the question of how many got baptized, well, it doesn't really matter how many people got baptized. It could be one person, it could be 10 people, it could be 100 people. It doesn't matter, because it is against the law.